In 2001, Jay-Z released his sixth studio album, The Blueprint. This album marked the breakout for producers Kanye West and Just Blaze. Unlike Jay-Z's previous albums, only one rapper contributed a verse. That was Eminem, who was featured on and produced the track Renegade. The initial reaction to the song was positive, with many believing that Eminem's verses outshone Jay-Z's. This opinion sparked significant debate among the hip-hop community, given the competitive nature of the genre. The song was never officially released as a single from the album, which came out on September 11, 2001, the same day as the attack on the Twin Towers in New York City. At the time of the album's release, Eminem was arguably at the peak of his career, having released his most successful album, the Marshall Mathers LP in 2000, which made the collaboration between the two hip-hop artists monumental. However, despite being featured on Jay-Z's album, Renegade did not start out as a Jay-Z song. Eminem, who was gradually building his production credits, initially recorded the track with his friend and collaborator Royce da 5'9" for Royce's debut album, Rock City. The pair had also created a song titled Rock City, which featured Eminem on the chorus. Eminem's label would only clear him to appear on one song for Royce's album, and they chose Rock City because they believed it would make a better single. Around the same time, Jay-Z had been requesting a feature from Eminem for his album, The Blueprint, an opportunity M didn't want to miss. Initially, Eminem intended to send Jay-Z another track, but he didn't have access to the tape with the desired beats. To meet the deadline, Eminem reached out to Royce and asked if it was okay to offer Renegade to Jay-Z. Royce agreed, as he wasn't planning to use the song for his project anyway. Eminem removed Royce's verse and sent the track to Jay-Z. Since the structure of the song was already set with Eminem's verses and the hook recorded, Jay-Z only needed to write and record his verses in the spaces previously occupied by Royce's verses. Jay-Z liked the track and recorded his vocals, then sent them back to Eminem for mixing to ensure the song was cohesive. According to Obi Trice, who stated in a 2013 Vlad TV interview that Eminem was relieved when he received Jay-Z's vocals, feeling that he was in a safe place, indicating he didn't feel outdone.
I remember when he actually got the song back from Jay and went like this. When he got the song back. So, you know, what that tell you? To me, it mean that he was in a safe place on the record.
In a 2016 interview with Vlad TV, Royce stated that he had no issues with Jay-Z taking his place on the song, explaining that the song no longer belonged to him after he chose to pass on it in favor of Rock City.
Nah, I wasn't annoyed because my verse wasn't taken off. Once we didn't use the song, it wasn't my song no more. It was like something that was there that could have been used for anything.
Royce also mentioned that he had faced a similar situation where he had to remove someone else's vocals from a song, so he didn't take it personally when Eminem removed his verses from Renegade. Additionally, Royce explained that his verses couldn't have been left on the song, as they were in the same slots that Jay-Z used, making it impractical to include them. The original version of the song, titled Renegades, is available on the internet, and some people have compared it both favorably and unfavorably to the final record featuring Jay-Z and Eminem. While there are noticeable differences in the production, the majority of the beat aligns with the final version. Eminem's verse on Renegade was aimed at middle and white America, while Jay-Z's verse targeted black and urban communities. At the time the song was recorded, Eminem was arguably the most controversial rapper due to the violent and abrasive lyrics on his second and third studio albums, the Slim Shady LP and the Marshall Mathers LP, respectively. These albums featured horrorcore rap that addressed issues such as graphic violence, homosexuality, murder, and death. His music was considered a bad influence on children, leading various activist groups to lobby for it to be banned. The song delves into the dual nature of Eminem's work, questioning whether it is perceived as hateful or uplifting, and confronts the judgment he faces in America as an alleged drug addict. Eminem perceives this criticism as hypocritical, accusing parents of using him as a media scapegoat to divert attention from their own parenting failures, as articulated in his lyrics. Maybe it's hatred I spew, maybe it's food for the spirit, maybe it's beautiful music, I made it for you to just cherish, but I'm debated, disputed, hated, and viewed in America as a motherfucking drug addict, like you didn't experiment? Jay-Z also faced criticism from music fans and critics who claimed he had lost his way after his debut album, Reasonable Doubt. One of the main criticisms was that he focused too much on rapping about jewels and money. Jay-Z responded by addressing his rags to riches story and the challenges he faced growing up in a poor neighborhood plagued by drugs, gun violence, broken families, and the lure of drug dealings as a means of escaping poverty, as he rapped. I had to hustle, my back to the wall, ashy knuckles, pockets filled with a whole lot of lint, not a cent, got a vent, lot of innocent lives lost on the project bench. What you hollering? Gotta pay rent, bring dollars in. Jay-Z grew up in poverty and resorted to selling drugs to earn an income, as he described the hardships of his upbringing in the ghetto in a 2017 interview with GQ magazine. It's like crabs in a barrel. You've seen crabs trying to get out of a barrel. They pull each other down, trying to get up. They're just grabbing at whatever they can. People are at the point where they're ready to do anything, so it's very dangerous. And you're living in close quarters, so you have to deal with danger every day, from every angle. Jay-Z explained the essence of the song in his book Decoded, writing, Eminem produced this song and came up with the concept, which was to attack the mistaken perceptions people had of him. The blueprint also featured The Takeover, Jay-Z's diss track aimed at Nas and Prodigy of Mobb Deep. In the track, Jay-Z rapped, "To your bodyguard's Uchiwali verse better than yours. Matter of fact, you had the worst flow in the whole fucking song." Aimed at Nas's performance on the song Uchiwali, which had been released in January 2001. Nas later responded to this line in his Jay-Z diss track Ether with, "And Eminem murdered you on your own shit," marking one of the first publicly released references to the idea that Eminem outshined Jay-Z on Renegade. The fact that Jay-Z wrote and recorded his verses after Eminem and arguably got outdone on his own song became a source of debate amongst hip-hop fans. Snoop Dogg, who has collaborated with both Eminem and Jay-Z, echoed Nas's sentiment that Eminem bodied Jay-Z on Renegade, stating in an interview,
"When Eminem was on Jay-Z's song, he cuz up on that record.
Yeah.
You know what record I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Him off on that record completely. Like, damn, to have Eminem, the white boy, kill him on his shit? That was nerve-wracking. I was like, I don't want Eminem on my album. I'm cool."
In a 2016 interview with Vlad TV, Royce da 5'9" stated that he thought Eminem attacked the beat better than Jay-Z. This opinion likely didn't surprise many, given Royce's close relationship with Eminem.
The only reason why I give it to M is, first of all, based off of what I prefer to hear. I like the direction Marshall took over the direction that Jay took. I just like what he did to the beat. I like the flow pattern, and I like what he's talking about.
Even Eminem's own rival, music producer and record executive Irv Gotti, who was involved in the Murder Inc. vs. G-Unit Shady feud, admitted on Drink Champs that he thought Eminem outdid Jay-Z on Renegade. He stated,
"Eminem he did. Bodied my brother Jay-Z on Renegade thoroughly. It was a thorough bodying."
This notable admission highlighted that even Eminem's enemies couldn't help but give him credit for out-rapping Jay-Z on the song. Lil Wayne is one of the few rappers who received praise for not being outshined by Eminem. In a 2020 interview with Drink Champs, Lil Wayne acknowledged that Jay's performance on Renegade was viewed as inferior, and this motivated him to write strong verses when collaborating with Eminem. Wayne mentioned that he anticipated the narrative would be that he'd get bodied by Eminem, so he ensured his verses match Eminem's level, resulting in great songs without anyone getting outdone. I can humbly just say I expected that, because when you get on a joint that's like a championship game and you win it and they ask you how do you feel, yeah, I came in with my game plan. I expected my game plan to work. So M is, you know, when you send a song to M, I try attack it like that. Like, nah, you're just not gonna do me like this. So I'm gonna put it all out there. Either we gonna be right here with it and just make a beautiful, wonderful, great song, but you ain't gonna do me like that. And so that's what we did. We made a wonderful, great song. I ain't hear nobody ever say nobody bodied each other, nothing like that. I just made sure he ain't bodied me. That boy is a monster. Eminem and Lil Wayne went on to collaborate on 3 known songs: Drake's Forever in 2009, as well as Drop the World and No Love, both released in 2010 on Wayne's and Eminem's solo albums, respectively. Jay-Z has addressed Renegade multiple times over the years. In his song A Star Is Born from his 2009 album The Blueprint 3, Jay-Z acknowledged Eminem's performance with the lines, "But what M did was silly. The white boy blossomed after Dre endorsed him. His flow on Renegade, f***ing awesome. Applaud him." In 2018, during the first season of the Netflix show My Guest Needs No Introduction with David Letterman, Jay-Z praised Eminem's cadence, referring to it as amazing.
Like Eminem and just have amazing cadence, almost like the syncopation and like, I sit back with this act, cause zigzag, and this back, and this act, and this Z, and you know, you almost become this percussion, you know, inside the music.
When asked in an interview whether he was offended by claims that Eminem outperformed him on Renegade, Jay-Z said he wasn't offended, acknowledging that Eminem is a very intelligent rapper.
Were you offended by the concept when people say you got murdered by him on your own shit? Did that bother you?
No, I think he's, you know, I think he's a very intelligent rapper.
Jay-Z added that he has often outperformed his collaborators on many songs, implying that it wasn't a big deal if Eminem outdid him on Renegade because he has outdone many others. He also clarified that he doesn't hope for bad performances from his collaborators. Eminem delivering a good verse was beneficial for both of them. Jay-Z noted that the Renegade debate popularized the tendency to compare rappers' verses on collaborative tracks, sometimes even before a song's release. This, according to Jay, prevented people from fully enjoying the songs as they focused more on who outperformed whom instead of appreciating the song as a whole. Over the years, perceptions of Renegade have changed, with some now crediting Jay-Z for writing verses that have aged better than Eminem's. In 2019, media personalities Wayne and DJ Academics discussed on Complex Everyday Struggle that Jay-Z's second verse contains superior lyrics that have stood the test of time better than Eminem's. Wayne suggested that the narrative of Eminem bodying Jay-Z on Renegade gained popularity after Nas mentioned it in Ether, implying Nas's influence on public opinion regarding the M versus J debate, and that no one thought that until Nas has said it on Ether.
When Ether came out, nobody was saying that shit. And this time we don't have the internet and social media and all that, but I'm talking about in the streets. Nobody was saying that M had a better verse than Nas until Nas said, M murdered you on your own shit.
Wayne and Academics both agreed that during that period, Eminem received praise more for his wordplay than his lyrical content.
What was flashy what M was saying?
He always gets credit for the wordplay.
He gets credit for wordplay. What he was saying though. What he was saying? What was he saying that was like
right.
crazy?
He wasn't saying nothing.
Okay.
He never says nothing.
Okay.
In 2024, Math Hoffa echoed this sentiment on Vlad TV by giving credit to both Jay-Z and Eminem for Renegade, acknowledging that both rappers delivered strong verses. Memphis Bleak, a close friend and artist of Jay-Z, initially believed Eminem had the better verse on Renegade at the time of its release. However, in a 2023 interview on the Just Incredible podcast, he expressed a change in his viewpoint, stating,
"At that present moment, I believe too Eminem had the better verse. But going back and listening to music as it aged, you can see it was equal. It's no better verse. It's just a marvelous song."
In 2023, Vibe and Billboard compiled a list of the 50 greatest rappers of all time, ranking Eminem 5th behind Jay-Z, Kendrick Lamar, Nas, and Tupac, respectively. Eminem took issue with this and responded with the song Tobey, released in July 2024 as the second single from his 12th studio album, The Death of Slim Shady. In the third verse, he raps the line, "Ain't feeling your top 5 favorite rappers, so I know they about to be pissed at me, but this, to me, is a mystery. How rappers I've already ripped could be higher up on the list than me." Interestingly, Eminem collaborated with all 4 rappers in the top 4, though his contributions to Tupac's music were made posthumously, preventing them from working together while both were alive. Many interpreted Eminem's lyrics as a shot at Jay, particularly because the debate over Eminem outshining Jay-Z on Renegade was among the most prominent of Eminem's collaborations, solidified by Nas's stance on Ether. Furthermore, Nori mentioned in a 2022 Jinx Champs episode that Jay-Z referred to Eminem as the white guy during discussions about the Super Bowl 56 halftime show in February 2022, implying a possible underlying issue between the two. According to Nori, during discussions about the halftime show lineup and how 50 Cent was included, Jay allegedly said,
"The white guy called for 50 Cent. So I said, well, who's the white guy? I'm digging this Jimmy Iovine. He said, no, Eminem called directly for 50. He said, I can't do it if I can't bring 50 up."
50 Cent responded to this on Instagram, questioning why Jay-Z referred to Eminem as the white boy, instead of acknowledging him as the biggest rap artist in the world. Shortly after the release of Tobey, Royce da 5'9" addressed speculation that Eminem was dissing Jay-Z, responding with a clear "of course not" when a fan asked about it on X. Renegade remains the only officially released song featuring vocals by both Jay-Z and Eminem. However, following the release of The Blueprint in 2001, the two musicians maintained an artist-producer relationship. Eminem produced 2 songs for Jay-Z after that, 8 Miles and Running, featuring Freeway, released in 2002, and Moment of Clarity, part of the Black Album released in 2003. A possible reason for the lack of further collaborations between Jay-Z and Eminem could be attributed to the complex relationship between Jay-Z and 50 Cent, who have had a long-standing competitive rivalry. Additionally, in the 2010s, Jay-Z reduced his musical output, releasing only 2 albums in that decade. 444, released in 2017, notably did not feature any guest appearances by rappers. Jay-Z also transitioned more into a businessman role, focusing on various ventures and investments. This reduced focus on music may have also contributed to the absence of further collaborations between the two rap icons.